As I said, in India, most salespeople get the definition and the title of marketing executive. Apparently that sounds more elegant than salesperson, because a salesperson by definition in most people's eyes is a bad thing, pushing something down the throat. And let me tell you this, number one, it isn't. Because if somebody needs a service, he needs a person to give it to him, to explain it to him, and to get it to him. And yes, sometimes to push that person a little bit so that he does do the service which will help him. Because people stay away from stuff which help them. They're gun shy, all kinds of things, so they need to have a little push. However, something even more important about this whole subject of sales. The only time and the reason salespeople feel that this is something about pushing something down the throat is because they do not have enough products. Enough inquiries, enough prospects. And thus they cannibalize the few people they have. That's what you get when you have a salesperson and a marketing person, the same person. I am telling you, are forfeiting most of your marketing. It doesn't work to have, let's say, you say, okay, then I hire two people. So they both do sales and marketing. That equals out to the same, than one marketing, one sale. It doesn't work that way, because at any given time, your salesperson will be reluctant to do marketing and will work towards, so to say, sales, because that's where he makes the money. Sales is the tedious, they're constantly getting rejected. At least the people he tries to sell, he's already somehow in communication with them, and the rejection isn't so huge anymore. In marketing at the beginning, especially if it is one person doing it, there's a tremendous amount of rejection. So that's number one. Number two, who said that it is a one salesperson for one marketing person? Who said that? We're going to get into the marketing area quite a bit, and you will realize how much there's to do and what type of knowledge it requires. Okay? Very different knowledge than selling, even though there's some similarity, obviously. Let's go on here. There's more devastating news. Most people, and again, some countries more than others, and I just on the last tour in India and over the last 15 years since I've consulted in India, I noticed it's more down there than in America, but America has the same problem actually, to a degree. The person is now also doing customer service. It makes a lot of sense to the business owner that the person who sold the guy keeps servicing him. Oh my God. Again, people don't like rejection. In sales, you get rejection, more so in marketing. Customer service, you don't get so much rejection anymore. So your person who's doing sales and marketing will be working on customer service a lot. He'll be eating it up. On top of it, there is this ethical belief, and it's right, it's correct, that the customer is gotten and he must be serviced good. Of course he must be. And the customer, as you probably well know, have you ever noticed a customer who has like a couple more things to complain and to kind of just ask lots of questions than he could and should? Yeah, they do that. They tend to do that. And that's fine. We still should service them. But it shouldn't be at the cost of doing sales and marketing, because that's where he will spend his time, sales and marketing. Unbelievably lots of time. Marketing will almost fall away. Sales will become weak. And something very important here. You're going to cloud the guy's, the salesperson's mind. He runs around with a cloud because he's doing customer service. Any and all complaints, which sometimes are not even complaints, they're just demands and adjustments by the customer, will hang over the salesperson as a cloud. And when he goes out selling and or marketing, which will be little, he'll have this cloud hanging over, and he'll keep saying, our product isn't good, it isn't fast enough, it is too expensive, it is this, it is this, it is this, it is this. He will become a less aggressive salesperson, I guarantee you. All right, it gets worse. It gets lots worse. In many cases, the person now is supposed to do the collecting of bills. You know, some people, depends on your product and service, there's a bill collecting going on. People have a 30-day net, 60-day net, 90-day net, whatever. If it applies, very often that customer service person, that salesperson who is working on repeat sales, which is the only thing he works on after a while, you know, no more new blood coming in because he has to do customer service, he has to do the bill collecting, he you know, is doing a little bit of marketing, but very, very little, is doing sales, can't work any new sales prospects because he doesn't do any marketing. So what he does, he keeps working on the old salespeople, and quite often the old salespeople give him more or less enough money, so he kind of keeps dragging his feet along it. But here's what happens if the person does bill collecting, never mind that it again takes time away from all the other jobs, especially the marketing, especially the selling, that he does that, he gets now again weak. The person, the client, complained a little bit, one way or the other way. He owes a little money, is a little bit behind, and a new order needs to be placed. Big conflict, same person on the job. New order to be placed, or collecting all the money. The salesperson goes, well, if I collect all the money by force and tell him gotta pay up, he might not place the new order. That may be even worse. So let's do some compromise at least. Collect a little bit, get the new order. And your cash flow problem starts coming. And he becomes weak in terms of selling for full price. Why? Because he heard all the problems. And this becomes weak. In fact, the salesperson will believe that because the customer is behind in the billing a little bit, that he has no money, and the only way for him to buy something new is if we make it as cheap as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, business owners, you're setting yourself up for one big, hard struggle of ever really going ahead if you do not separate the jobs.